Catch the wind.
Out of the way! That's gonna hurt in the morning. I'm going in!
Cool it!
Ad Astra.
What's the hurry? Dodge this! Don't get frostbite! Cool it!
Boba, get them!
Push your luck! Freeze!
Floaty booty!
Cool it!
You're toast! Nice and spicy!
This one will be frozen in time. Freeze!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Dodge this!
Don't be nervous! Just relax!
Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting. Freeze! What's the hurry? What's the hurry? Frostbite.
Nice and spicy.
Dodge this. Ah!
Eat this.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry? How fortunate. Freeze! Cool it! Freeze! Quite the find. What's the hurry?
Let's float.
Cool it! Fascinating. What's the hurry? Fascinating. Freeze!
I swear, it's for medical research. Floaty woody!
Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Freeze! Quite the find. What's the hurry? Dodge this! Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Now I'm mad! Wibbly wobbly!
Freeze!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Dodge this!
Out of the fright!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite! Dodge this! Free! Cool it!
You're toast! Robot, get them!
Dodge this! What's the hurry?
Catch! 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 Oh! He might feel a little prick. Whew.
Freeze! Fascinating. Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Should get this! Cool it!
Out of the frying pan, into the fight!
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun.
This!
Miscalculated.
Avengers, everybody stand back!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Don't push your luck.
Disgusting.
How fortunate.
Let me amuse myself.
Dodge this! Freeze!
Blink! Get out of here!
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Freeze!
The merrier! Gorgola! Get them! Race you! Resistance. Shine.
Cool it!
Floaty woody!
How fortunate. Freeze!
I swear, it's for medical research!
Cool it! Fascinating. Freeze!
Nice and spicy. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Cool it! Don't get frostbite! Freeze!
Wibbly wobbly.
Cool it!
Let's blow bubbles.
Dodge this! Don't push your luck. This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it!
You're toast. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Quite the find. Dodge this!
Ha! You might feel a little pinch.
Quite the find. Freeze! Oh, so sorry. Dodge this!
Nice and spicy.
Fascinating. Catch the wind.
Don't slip and fall. Oh, floaty, floaty.
Freeze!
Everybody stand back.
Cool it! Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Fascinating. Dodge this! Don't push your luck.
Wibbly wobbly.
Freeze! Cool it!
Eat this.
Freeze! Oh, so sorry. Cool it!
Get out of here. Let's blow bubbles.
Dodge this!
Don't be nervous. Just relax.
Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time.
Let's light it it up! I'm going in!
Dodge this! Freeze! Cool it! Quite the find. Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry? Dodge this! Dodge this! Don't get frostbite.
Race you!
Cool it!
Right.
Fascinating. What's the hurry? What's the hurry? Freeze! Fascinating. What's the hurry? Cool it!
Another test subject.
He might feel a little pricked.
Dodge this!
Test subject. done.
Quite the find. What's the hurry? Oh, so sorry. Cool it. Doc, don't push your luck.
Get out of here! Everybody stand back!
Cool it.
Nice and spicy!
Freeze. Dodge this.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat this!
This moment will be frozen in time. How fortunate. What's the hurry? Oh, so sorry. Cool it. Dodge this. Freeze.
I swear, it's for medical research!
Dodge this. Don't get frostbite. Freeze. What's the hurry? Freeze! Ha! Ha! What's the hurry? What's the hurry? Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Freeze! Dodge this! Quite the find. Cool it!
Nice and spicy. Hey-ya!
Freeze! Dodge this! Quite the find. Right. Freeze! Cool it! Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. What's the hurry? Dodge this!
Out of the frying pan.
Cool it! Fascinating. What's the hurry? Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry? Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it! What's the hurry? Ah! Dodge this!
Everybody stand back!
Quite the find. What's the hurry? Freeze!
Nice and spicy. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Get out of here! Everybody stand back! Nice and spicy! Get out of here!
Cool it!
You're toast! Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Don't be nervous! Just relax! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Freeze!
Nice and spicy! Race you! Mama, get them! Wibbly wobbly!
Cool it!
Nice and spicy! Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat this! Boba, get them! Everybody stand back!
Dodge this!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Get out of here! Get out of here! Race you! Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it!
Hey, yeah! Boba, get them!
Have a little taste. Picked
Dodge
the
this!
wrong test subject.
Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Dodge this! What's the hurry? Freeze! Dodge this!
There's no end to this. There's no end to this.
He might feel a little prickly.
That wasn't a hunter becomes hunted.
I'm going in!
Don't get frostbite. Cool it!
Finally done.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry? Dodge this!
That tingle?
Nice and spicy!
Freeze! Don't push your luck. What's the hurry?
That tingle?
Dodge this!
Floaty whip!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Freeze!
Another test subject.
Oh, so sorry. Cool it!
Eat this! Boba, get them!
The wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject.
Oh, ow! Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps? Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's this?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues, but the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties. So,
That does sound like a tricky situation.
that's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time,
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any
if you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? Paimon approves. Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two! Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame. That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks...
Disband? You're
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? One last show. And after that, we go... Nobody wants things to just... fizzle out. Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood. The show just won't be the same without her.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. What if we sponsored...
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If yet, we should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who? That's how you know we're the best of partners. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're...
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on...
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt... Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested.
No point in stressing about that. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason...
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just...
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find... Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place, it's just...
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Ah! Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now...
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too. Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoo!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be... Yeah, exactly! With the traveling... Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
My help? Well... Maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific and...
Oh? Well, if that's the case then. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so... specific? Ah, I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well-versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities. But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
How come? It sounds like this would be a...
True. But I have made a decision to retire from the stage. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late. And I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself. Which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else? Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point, okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, Anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me, since I'm just an ordinary person now. They'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I drew a line in the sand without thinking about every possible grain on the other side.
Well, is there anything else we can do?
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now. Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how?
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the event. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now?
Sorry. I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the...
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were...
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything...
Yes, I'm completely confident. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shop. All right, I'm coming. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What did...
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned. That's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take...
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help...
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, if the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find...
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our
What?
That's actually how I recognize these two. But still...
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, none of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms.
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show...
Yes, exactly.
Well, good thing I followed the Traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale...
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the... I can, however, provide some artistic guidance but only if you feel this is something that...
Oh, most definitely.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though.
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese, is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them? An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation.
The name's not Swine, it's Pine!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a...
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of... All right, follow me.
I need to get out more. What's the hurry?
Huh? Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying, The Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human, and sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script, but the deadline's passed and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but...
Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us...
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and...
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson? Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable. If so, allons-y. To Poisson!
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may know—
I'm sorry to hear that.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn? We all have painful memories, and if you're trying to make a new start—
Thank you for your words of comfort, but for now, at least, I think I should—
It's okay. These things take time, which brings me to why I'm here. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here— It's not a perfect solution, but—
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have. I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson?
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying, I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people. I guess I was—
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see.
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing—
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, they thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, and all the while, I played my part to but then the floodwaters finally came.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing—
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of complete. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario. Everyone rose to their responsibilities. And I finally regained my freedom, but on some level...
Paimon would have never imagined...
A reward? I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own. At least the choice is in my hand. All right, it's about time to head back.
Sure! Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too, like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think she kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced, and it was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her...
You mentioned earlier that the troop is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find. It was like that until the director found me one day. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troop, and I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents, the other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say, one day, I got beaten up so bad that
Let me guess.
Yeah. For the first time...
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone...
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to...
Please, the honor is all mine.
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh wow, I'm sorry. Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it. And in the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to
Consciousness?
Water as a conscious entity.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, her lover accepts her for who she is and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, what about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director O'Reilly. On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed us all, so we waited and waited at the rendezvous point. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but...
The director was the kindest soul in the world.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen?
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Because... Well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with
What?
It's time to be upfront with you all. No, I did tell her how I felt once. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her. Not that it came as a shock or anything. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's, well, maybe then she could. And now... Oh, Paul. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does...
In that case, we've all had our differences of opinion over the ending.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's...
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
What's the hurry?
This is tough going.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. Wait, why are you all like...
We're just curious, that's all.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be...
Precisely! As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Hey, lay off, all right? I'm sorry.
Aww, too bad.
Sorry to leave all the...
Don't worry, piece of cake. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Dodge this!
Everybody stand back!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite. Freeze!
Get out of here!
Nice and spicy. musical research.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's...
I can explain.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's I care just as much as everyone. If I open this can of worms now,
Vilma, avoiding the... Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame, but now... I've made up my mind to put the little Oceanid cannot be complete
This is why people think... As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat. We took on side jobs when we... So, anyway, one day after a show, it seemed like a win-win. So, I said, yeah, the drink in question was...
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the cereal?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes, but she didn't reprimand me for make the merchant was furious. I was going to sort it on my own, but things only got worse from there. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, yeah, I got a...
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life and death situation. How could you be so
Please, try not to get too...
Yeah, listen to him.
Stay calm. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for...
All I can say is I'm sorry. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back in my life. So
get out of my sight.
That's enough! You've screamed and can you stop conflating the show on stage with your... You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's... But in her own life, her greatest... What she wanted was to build a warm home. I understand why you're...
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences... But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilma at each other's...
Really? But she sounded like such a...
Of course she was.
I'm truly sorry.
It's all right. Let's save all this for...
So, the end...
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind...
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to...
No.
Well, we'll leave...
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the Still, since you were the ones who discovered in some...
So, this is all Aurelie left.
Hey! It's full of script lines!
Let me take a look. Maybe... Aha! Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back...
Lachey took so many lives.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the... wait. It cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more... Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop. I can't bear to think how painful. Wait. If you become human, you can reveal your—
Isn't that the most important line in the—
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration. Let's go.
She deserves a hero's farewell.
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best to protect as many people as we know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. Well, Vilmont?
I will channel all my regret. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and
Then it seems like we've—
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even—
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless— If you want to move the audience with your music, and aren't human emotions, love, hate, I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing—
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina.
Then, let's not delay things any longer.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the—
Huh? But then—
After all, this role was a— Besides, a role
Well, if you're sure—
All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your music.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
That place? Oh, don't be silly.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think—
no.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poor— Come on! We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. Look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, Traveler and Paimon.
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event.
I understand. The process for booking the opera Epiclese is the story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see you—
Huh? What do you mean?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've—
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. In the past, we sat in our high chairs, and maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gain—
I am truly delighted to see you now that you've regained some confidence.
Why would you—
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, the experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity.
Haven't I already made myself clear? Nor do I think it is any great shame. This experience is a case in point. I must admit, though.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to— I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales.
Thanks, Nervalette.
You are very welcome.
What's the hurry?
Good news, everyone. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, we've had to fight every step of a touching story. Now, let's work together.
This is true.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, Fiamali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Wow, you two had a constructive
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us.
It's amazing. Even though—
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions.
Hey, Loic, get over here.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we—
This guy could be useful.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their role. If only—
What should we do? It's almost time for her—
What?
Hey, what's going on? You're doing— Oh no, not again.
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it.
I figured whatever it took to get me through this—
How could you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry.
You—
Miss Furina?
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. Loic, your character has no more scenes.
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done.
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. From the sublime.
Thank you, Miss Furina.
Never mind. What's done? No one likes regrets. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that
I do not doubt your acting skills, but what, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain and loneliness she—
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly—
she here yet?
Let's get here!
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau?
Is it just me? Who was that? She hasn't been seen for. Gotta say, though.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, what? I don't know. Maybe it's just.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight. It's too bad that I had to break the one. Still, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, she's back.
Honestly, what is he doing?
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since.
Yes, I know the rule, but...
It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so...
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy... Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be.
Oh, I've got no idea what happened there either. I'll bet the audience has never seen such a real...
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, if nothing else, we can safely...